Hi, I'm Professor John Berube. I'm a full-time faculty member in Legal Support and Services, and I'm also the internship coordinator for the department. Now, when I talk to students about an internship, frequently they just tell me they don't have the time in their schedule to take on the internship. It is an actual classroom, and so there's coursework, but not as much as the required work in the office. 15 hours per week for 10 full weeks in the host site. That's a crucial amount of time, and many people just can't squeeze that out of their schedules. So I asked them, have you ever considered an externship? They generally don't know what that is, but an externship really is pretty much the same thing as an internship, but it's informal. Less rules, less requirements that have to be followed in order to gain academic credit. Because we're not tying it to academic credit, you don't have to follow all of the requirements of the university. You simply work for the office for free. You gain that practical experience, and of course they gain the work product that you will provide to them over the course of the experience. Everybody gets benefits out of there. So it can be a really useful way for you to get practical experience, and they get some benefit out of it as well. Now, many people are unsure about how to create the externship experience. You do have to locate the host site yourself. This is true for both internships and externships. I can help you with that, and below this video you'll see an email address for me. You can reach out to me if you have particular questions, but so we can work through those, but I like to share a few important topics to consider as you are looking at this possibility. First, what area of law interests you the most? If you're really interested in criminal law, you might look into working with the prosecutor's office, public defender's office, or find some attorneys that do private criminal defense. Let's say you have some medical background. Maybe you want to work for a person that does general civil litigation, personal injury, medical malpractice. You work in the real estate field, so you want to work with a real estate attorney or law firm. You get to identify those areas that you think would fit well with your prior experiences or areas that interest you, and then you can target those particular offices to see if they'd be willing to give you an externship experience. Perhaps we can focus instead on a more practical issue, the setting. Do you want to work in a private law office, small or large? Do you want to work in the courthouse? Do you have a familiarity with banking or insurance? Maybe you want to work with a legal department at a bank or an insurance company. Maybe there's a large corporation in your area, or several, or a big field or industry in your area that uses attorneys. They have in-house counsel or legal departments. You may want to reach out to them and see if you can have an internship experience or externship experience with them. And that ties into the last recommendation, which is what are the specific opportunities in your area as we just discussed as examples. So look at those and see what will work for you. Then we have to reach out to the potential host sites. You can use phone, you can write to them, snail mail, or email to get things started. You need to explain to them what you're doing. You are seeking some practical experience, and you are looking to set up an informal internship experience. They're probably not going to recognize our term of externship, so an informal experience, and you would want to ask to speak to somebody about this opportunity. If you are phoning them, be prepared to sell yourself in case they say, let me transfer you to attorney so-and-so, or let me transfer you to the lead paralegal who can talk to you about this opportunity. If you're phoning, you may be put on the spot. You need to be prepared about how to sell yourself. If you're sending it through any form of mail, you can send a cover letter, explain yourself. You can send a copy of your resume, and then be prepared for them to contact you. You may also need to phone the office and follow up if you don't hear back quickly from any type of correspondence. Hopefully, they'll give you the opportunity to go in and speak to them, sell yourself, and explain what you would hope to get out of the internship experience, or externship experience, I would say, and more importantly, what they can get from the experience as well. It's not just all about the student in this case, although we are focusing on ourselves for sure, but we want to sell ourselves, and they want to hear how you can be of value to them. So don't forget to include that when you're selling yourself. Assuming everybody agrees, then you and the office get to set the parameters for this experience. There may be some negotiations in this process. Obviously, you can't devote 15 hours a week for 10 weeks, otherwise, you'd be doing the internship for credit, right? But can you do 3 or 4 or 5 hours per week? And can you do it for 12 or 15 weeks if that's what they need? As long as you're both flexible, you can iron these issues out and come up with an experience that will work well for everybody. Finally, I also strongly recommend you have a clear start date to the experience and a clear end date. First, we want a clear start date because we want everyone to be prepared that you're coming in, you're starting your experience. Hopefully, they will have somebody ready and able to provide you with some guidance and some instruction that very first day. Maybe they have some clear projects that they want you to work on that they think will be a good way to start off this experience. So a good strong start is important. But then we also need to make sure we have a clear end date in mind as well. We want to be able to end this experience neatly and professionally for both sides. We want to make sure everyone is happy with the results, and we don't want it to be a messy kind of end where we just don't show up and they wonder what happened to us. They still need some support. So it's always good to have a clear end date. I will work till September 15th as an example. So on September 15th, you'll have a meeting with the attorney, hopefully, or the lead paralegal. You will thank them for the opportunity they gave you, and you can talk about the experience. They, I'm sure, will want to share some information with you. You might ask them, can I use you as a reference if I apply for paralegal positions in the area in the near future? And hopefully they will. Also, if they hear that job opportunities are opening up at another law firm, lawyers talk to one another, legal staff talk to one another. If they hear of an opportunity opening up and you did a really great job, they may reach out to the other office, or if they're talking to somebody at the other office, they may give your name as a recommendation. They may try and reach out to you. So there are all sorts of benefits that can come from the externship experience for both you and the office. And if they have any work that comes in and they need additional help, they may be willing to pay you. So there's the another benefit to the externship experience. They may not have a full-time position for you now, but they may be willing down the road to pay you a certain amount to help with particular projects as they come. So lots of opportunities for you both to explore some potential down the road. So the externship experience really can provide a great practical experience for you, which can help you to make connections with other legal professionals in your community and hopefully open up possible job opportunities for you in the future. So I hope this presentation was helpful. If you have any specific questions, again, please feel free to use the email below this video to communicate with me. I'm happy to help everybody to make these types of important experiences available, and hopefully they can lead to some great career opportunities for you. Thanks so much for watching.